Hello, today we are going to make a HTML, CSS and JavaScript according to this Figma design. This is a Figma design made by us. If you want a video regarding to this, that how we make it, then we will provide you the video too soon if you want. So this is a Figma design, a logo, the navigation bars, headings, some paragraphs, then the buttons, pictures and some paragraphs too. So this is the Figma design that we are going to convert into a HTML and CSS file in a website. Okay, this is the website that we have created from the Figma design. This is the Figma design and this is the website that we have created. Actually this is the header portion or the hero section of a website. Here is the logo, some navigation bars with the hovering effect, then the heading, then a button with the hovering effect, and then the paragraphs. This is the website or the hero section that we have created from the Figma design. And also if you want the source code of this website and this Figma design, then we will paste the link in the description. You can check it out too. Now moving back to the Visual Studio Code. As you know, we have created this website or this header section or this hero section by using the Visual Studio Code, and in Visual Studio Code you know the basics, and we have some file here like JavaScript, index.html and main CSS folder and main SCSS folder. And in index.html, as you know, it is the basics of the index.html, and we have connect our main CSS with the index.html. and here are some Google fonts. As you know, this is a different type of Google font, and these are different Google fonts that we have used. These are two types of Google fonts that I have used. You can click on your browser and then enter into the Google fonts, then you can use the pop-ins that I have used here. These are the pop-ins, and then Amatic SC that I have used here. Okay, and for the icons like this, I have used icons. As you know, you have to click it, copy it and paste it into the part where you want to use the icon. Okay, so moving further, these are the Google fonts that I have used, and I have named my titled my website or the hero section as Ballet homepage design Hussain coders. Okay, now in the header section, let me close all this so there will be no confusion. So this is the hero section. Okay, now we are going to, this is the hero section that we are going to create today by using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I have used JavaScript for this purpose. As you can see, after the inspect, this button that I have created by using the JavaScript code. Okay, these menu bars, then click it, then this will be appeared, then close it. This is the function that I have created by using JavaScript. Now as you know, our header starts here. We have used a header with the class of header and anchor point with the class of logo, and the logo is HR coders. As you can see, this we are creating this portion, then we will create this portion. Then in the navigation or nav class with the main nav, unordered list class with the name of main nav list, and in the list we will use the class with the name of main nav item, and in items we will use an anchor point with the name of main nav link and we will name it home, like this is the main nav link with the name of home. Okay, home. Then we will copy this portion like this and paste it 1, 2, 3 and 4 times. Change them to home, to history, to Ballet day, to donate and to contact. So this is the navigation list that we have created, okay, by using the HTML only. Okay, then close the list, close the unordered list and close the navigation. For the button, as you know, this was the button, this was the button. Click it, open it and close it by clicking it. Okay, this was the button. Now in the button we have used two icons. Now in the button we have used two icons, this menu icon and this close icon. For this we have used the icon icons, as you know, icon icons, and name them class. We have named them with the class icon mobile nav. Okay, this is the menu outline and this is the close outline. This button that we have created and this navigation bar that we have created here. Okay, now the hero section. Now we are moving further to this portion. Okay, for this we will do a main. With in main we are going to use a section, class with the name of hero, div class with the name of row and div class with the name of hero text box. In hero text box we are going to use a heading. We will name the heading heading primary and here is the heading, one day for the ballet. This is the primary heading we are going to use. Then close the heading and with the para we are going to name the class with the name of, or we are using the class with the name of hero text box text and here is some text. And then we are going to use the div. As you know, this is the get started portion and watch portion. This portion that we are going to create, we are going to use the div with the class with the name of hero text box flex, and then we are going to use the anchor point with class with the name of button primary get started. We are creating this button. Okay, now we are using the icon again. Here it is the icon that we have used, and then button secondary to watch now. Then close the div, and by using another div, this div we are going to use a class with the name of hero content, and in hero content we are going to use a hero grid, and hero grid we are going to use the class with the name of hero grid item 1. As you know, these are 1, 2, 3 and 4 items. Then we are going to use numbers. Okay, so for this we are going to use 1. Then div class with the name of hero grid text box, and in text box we are going to use the class with the name of heading secondary and leaving neglected, like this. This is the first portion and this is the second heading that we have created by using the class with the name of heading secondary. And in heading secondary we are going to use a paragraph with the class with the name of hero grid text box text, and here is some text. Okay, we have created this para. So now exactly like the one, we are going to create the second portion, and in second portion we also have an image. Then we will place this image over here by using the source code image, and we are going to name it the woman class with the name of hero grid item image. Then in div we are going to use a hero grid item 3, like 2 then 3, and in hero we are going to use div class with the name of hero grid text box, and hero grid text box we are going to use second heading second, like this, and then there is some heading. Then hero grid text box text like this, then there is some text. In div class, exactly like this, the previous one, you can see like this previous one, we are going to use hero grid text. You can copy it to and paste it here. Class with the name of heading secondary, as you can see the resemblance. Then there is some heading with class with the name of hero grid text box text, and there is some text, and we have created these 4 portions plus the image. Okay, now we are going to close the div and section, etc, etc. Now we are going to use the main CSS file. For the main CSS file, we need to, and we have to, and we can change or what you can say, style them. We have to style them. Okay, for this purpose we are going to use main CSS folder, and in main CSS folder I have used some media queries for the smallest, for the small, medium, large and the largest, and I have used the fonts I have told you before, the Poppins and Lobster. And in color I have used different colors, white, black, primary, secondary text, light gray, heading, and for the footer. Okay, now the row that we have used here in the main section class hero and div class row that we have used here. And for this we are going to use the maximum width to 114 rem and margin 0 and auto. I have used some media queries only. When the BP is large, maximum width will be 100 rem and margin will be 0 and auto. And when the media query maximum width medium, then the maximum width will be 80 rem and margin is 0 and auto. When the media query width will be small, then the maximum width will be 55 rem and margin will be 0 and auto. And when the width will be smallest, then the maximum width will be 50 rem and margin will be 0 and auto. The basic styling, for the basic styling we have used the unordered list. We are going to use the list style to none. Then we have used the anchor, and we are going to use text decoration to none, color to color text. I have used the image to maximum width to 100% and maximum height to auto. We have used the headings to heading 1 and heading 2, but we can use 3, 4 and 5 too if you want. I don't have 3, 4 and 5 heading. I can remove them too, like this. As you know, I don't use heading 3 and heading 4, so I can remove them too. The color is color primary. For the upper text, text transform to text transform to uppercase, and to center our content, text align to center. And this is the basics, all before and all after, margin to 0, padding to 0, and inherit, box sizing to inherit. Then the HTML font size to 62.5%, box sizing to border box, and overflow X to hidden. And again I have used the media query. For the media query, when the maximum width will large, then the font size will be 56.25% or 9 rem, and when the maximum width will medium, then the font size will convert into the 50%. When the maximum width will small, then the font size will convert into 47.35%, and when the maximum width will smallest, then the font size will convert into the 37.5%. As the body, for the body, font family to font primary, font weight to 400, color to color text, line height to 1.6, and overflow to hidden. These are the basic styling that we use for all the CSS portions. These are some basic stylings that we use in our CSS files or our styling file. Now here is the header, this header. Okay, this header that we are going to style now. Okay, for the header display to the flex, as you know, we have this, so we are going to use it into the flex like this. So we are going to use the flex. Align item to center, justify content to space between, and padding to the 0 and 6 rem. Okay, and z index to 9999 because we want it over the top. For the logo, as you know, this is the logo. For the logo, font size to the 3.2 rem, font weight to the 600 and text transform to the uppercase. These are the classes dot header, dot logo, dot main nav. These are the classes that we have used here. As you know, dot header, this is the class, the logo, the main nav list, the items, the links. These are the classes, like here class. These are the classes that we have used, and now we are going to use dot to show the class, then the class name. Okay. In the main nav, I have used the media query again. When the maximum width will large, then the position will be absolute, top to 0, left to 0, width to 100%, height to 100, viewport height, background color to RGBA, color black to 0.9, display to flex, align item to center, justify content to center, opacity to 0, visibility to hidden, or pointer events to none, transform translate x to 0, transition all to 0.5 second, and z index to 9999. When will be this happen? I can show you this. Like this will be happen when you inspect it and the button will appear. Then these buttons, as you know, I have put the media query here, so this will be appeared only when the media query will reach to the maximum width of the large, and large have the like 1200 pixels or 75 RAM. Then this will be appeared like this over here. This is the style that we have created here by clicking the buttons. Then this style will be appeared. Okay. Now moving further to the list. Now we are moving to the list portion. This is the list portion that we are talking about. Sorry, these list. Okay. For the list, we are going to display to the flex, align item to the center, gap to the 6 rem, and transform to translate x to minus 10 rem. As you know, there is some gap between them. So media query only when the this for the media query direction will be flex and transform to translate x into 0. This is for the media query when the media query will be large. As you know, these will be disappeared from the here and appear here. This will be appeared here. Okay. These are for the media queries. As you know, the basics of the media queries. Then the link, in the links we will use to display to the inline block, font size to 1.8 rem, color to the color black, font weight to 500, transition all to 0.3 second, text transform to uppercase, and for the hovering effect, color to the color primary. These are the links. For their styling, we have used these coding or these styles. Okay. And for the hovering effect, we have put the hovering effect too, as you can see here. Then dot nav open main nav. These are the nav open main nav that we have connected here with the JavaScript for the same function that I have told you before. Like this, when the button will be appeared, then we will use the nav open main nav here like this. Okay. As you can see or inspect here, you can see it here too. In this portion you can see nav open and nav close, nav open and nav close. Okay. For this purpose, we have used the JavaScript. Firstly, let me show you the JavaScript. In JavaScript, we have used the constant button nav element in the document, query selector with the button mobile nav, and constant 2 with the header element, and document query selector with the name of header that we have used. And then when the button nav element add event listener, then the click function, the function will be appeared header element class list toggle to nav open. This nav open that we have used here. Okay, for the nav open, when the media query is applied, then the opacity is the 1, pointer events to auto, visibility to visible, transform to translate text to 0, and the link color to the color white, and font size to the 3 rem. And these are for the close outline and menu outline, and for the icons to display to the block and display to the none. Okay, for the button mobile nav, as you know, these are the button mobile nav. Let me show you. Button mobile nav. For the button mobile nav, border to none, background to none, cursor to the pointer, display to none. And when the media query will be applied, display to the blocks and z index to 9999. And for the icon mobile nav, font size to the 4 and cursor to the pointer and color to the color primary, and icon mobile nav, closer outline to display to none. This function will be appeared here. This will be appeared, then click it, then this will be disappeared and the cross will be appeared, and then these are the navigation list, then the cross will be disappeared and this menu outline will be appeared. And in main nav, when the nav is open, header nav open. Okay, that we have created by using the JavaScript. Okay, let me close it. Now moving further to the hero section, we have created this section and we have created the button here too. Now moving further to the hero section. Okay, for the hero section, for the hero that we are going to use class hero, and here is the class hero. And hero padding 5 rem and 0 for the text box to text align to center and all but not the last child, margin bottom to the 3 rem, text to the font size to 1.6 rem, padding to the 0 and 15 viewport width, and flex display to the flex, justify content to the center, align item to the center, and for the icons, font size to the 6 rem and color to the color primary. These are all the classes that we have used here. Like this is the class hero text box flex, these are the button primary, these are the class with the name of flex icon, and this is the class with the name of button secondary that we have used here. We are using the main section hero, then we are further using its portion here. Okay, now moving further to the grid to display that these are the grids that we are going to use. This is the grid that we are going to use, like this class with the hero grid. Then we are going to use the grid here, display to the grid template column to repeat, auto fit to maximum, minimum max to 15 rem and 1 fr, gap to the 3 rem, and align item to the center. Then the text box, yes, this its portion text box, then the text box will be padding to the 0 and 2 VW or viewport height, and all but not the last child, margin bottom to 0.5 rem and margin bottom to 4 rem. Okay, and the text portion, then moving further to the text portion will be 1.3 rem and padding to the 0, 2 viewport width 0 and 0, and the item, and here is the item with the image. As you can see, this is the item that we are going to use, class with the name of item image, and image we have used the image width to the 100%. Now the heading portion that we have used here, this first heading and this second heading. In the primary heading, font family to the Amatic SE and cursive, then font size to 8 rem, line height to 1 and font weight to 700. And in secondary heading, font size to the 2 rem and above to the transform to translate y to -5 rem. For the buttons, these buttons that we have used, for the buttons, as you can check them here too, these are the buttons, these are the button secondary that I have used here. For the buttons, button to display to inline block and primary button padding to the 1.2 rem and 2.4 rem. Background color to color primary, color to color white, border radius to 5 rem, font size to 1.4 rem, transition alt to 0.3 seconds and margin height right to 4 rem. And for the hovering effect, background color to color black and color to color white. This is the hovering effect, okay, as you can see. And for the secondary button, color to color primary and font size to 1.4 rem. We can also add the hovering effect here too. We can copy it and paste it here, but I don't wanna do this as I love this in this way. So this is the hero section that we have created today by using the HTML, CSS and JavaScript, okay. And again I am telling you that I have the source code and the Figma design pasted in the description. So I'm saying this again, that the source code and the Figma design, if you want, then its link will be in the description. Thank you for the watching. If you like the video, please like the video and share it, and please subscribe the channel. Thank you.